I hope that all your concepts work out. The success rate of most 7 out of 10 companies are likely to wind down in the first 2 or 3 years of operation. Many of them would wind down much earlier within that entire thing. And therefore, if you're just about starting up, don't rush into starting a private limited company. Just get started with an LLP. Test the concept, test everything else. And once you know that this is something that seems to be serious, is when you should start getting into the registering as a private limited company. There are enough players in the market who will help you with the registration process. CAs, of course, are are fairly well competent in doing that. Any good CA will be able to give you good advice in terms of what are the kind of documents that are required for registration, what are the kind of forms that need to be filled, and so on and so forth. It's a fairly elaborate process, but a fairly well-defined process, in the sense it will take time and it's frustrating, but it's not frustrating in terms of an unknown. You know that these are 7-8 things that you need to do. Just get it done, and you'll get probably cost about 15,000-20,000 rupees to register a private limited company. It doesn't cost anything to register an LLP, or practically it doesn't cost anything to register an LLP, and certainly doesn't cost anything to start a proprietorship company. Registering a company, depending on how efficient your CA is in getting that done, assume, but on the outside about 2 months or so. Typically, a lot of time we've seen is spent on just opening the bank account, getting the document verification done by the bank, somebody coming in and getting that done, the reference checks and so on and so forth. A couple of times the bank will lose your papers, and so therefore we won't be surprised if you spend about a couple of months in getting the entire registration process done. One of the things that we've seen people go wrong in their estimation of time taken is how much time it takes for a payment gateway to be activated. When somebody from the payment gateway comes to you with a pitch trying to sell their payment gateway, they'll typically say that this will take about 48 hours or maybe about a week, depending on how aggressive that salesperson is. And what that technically means is that it takes probably 48 hours for the system integration to happen. What they don't tell you, however, is your technical team and their technical team will probably be debating and discussing how to do this for about a week or so. After they have agreed on that process, it will probably take two days. After this, after it has been integrated, the approvals and the or whatever that or due diligence by the different banks, the process, depending on how soon it is done by individual banks, could be anywhere between 15 to 45 days. There have been cases where it's been about 60 days as well. So if you are creating an e-commerce company, or if you're creating something on which you're going to be accepting payments online, make sure that your estimation of time required for registering or with the payment gateway is no less than about 2 months at least, at the very least.